Good morning. We are broadcasting from Barakah Heritage Farm in Benton, Pennsylvania, which is not far from Unityville, and we are close to the very well-known Ricketts Glen waterfalls. And please excuse a little bit of shaking here. It's quite windy out yet. Anyway, this is a quick update on 6 projects in 6 minutes. And I thought we would start with the pond. We are into early winter now, and you can see we actually have a skim of ice on the pond. And what you're looking at right here is the front yard goat pen. We call this our safety yard or the tour yard, and basically it has a very strong fence charger and very closely spaced wires. It is the safe place where we put all of our baby goats. And what we're doing is we are adapting and improving this for the tours. And I don't know how many of you recognize this. That is a T-post driver. What we've done is we had a wonderful donation from Sundance Meadows, and they gave us a bunch of playground equipment for the goats, for the baby goats. So we have added this to the goat tour pen here. And the other thing that I'm doing at the same time is we are adding a new entryway right here. That's this cute little red gate right there. And that way the guests have a way to get into the tour pen when they first come onto the property. So this is our exciting new improved goat tour pen. And this is the next project. So this is the new riding area, and we salvaged some obstacles from the barn fire. You can see they're a little scorched, and we need to build a few more obstacles to make this course a little more challenging for horses and for guests both. So that is project number 2 going into winter. Which brings us to project 3. Here we are at the goat pen. Hi, goaties! This is one of our new Guernsey girls. I think that's Goldie right there. And there's a fainting goat. And that would be Dot. And next to her is Titan. We call him Tito. And that's Raven. And that's Elijah. And that's Goldie right there. And our next project here is we are working on collar and leash training the goats so that we can resume goat hikes and also bring them over into the front tour area. And so this would be project 4 and 5. Project 4 is taking what's left of this sliding door and turning that into a cold frame. So we would like to have a cold frame for the gardens this winter and see what we can do with that. And project number 5, and especially for folks that are just joining us for the first time, yes, we had a barn fire. We had a lot of losses. We lost the barn. And project number 5 is continuing the salvage and cleanup. So that was once a camper trailer, which has to be entirely broken down and sold for scrap. And of course, there's a sliding door for the cold frame. And we have to continue sorting through all the roofing and flattening it out and stacking it. And there is continued cleanup to go on over here on the old barn pad. It looks a lot better than it did, but we have a long ways to go. And we need to finish cleaning and preparing this pad for the temporary barns that we are hoping to get put in here before hard winter hits. So this is project 5, and it's a big one. This is probably not going to be entirely cleaned until sometime early next year. There's just so much to deal with here. So that's 5, and project 6 is coming up in just a moment. And this would be the focus of project number 6. Project 6 is new and improved duck housing for the winter. We do have duck housing, and we want to expand it and add an outdoor area that is sheltered from the snow so that we have a way to keep them in and under cover and fully fed even in the deep snow this winter. So that would be project 6. And if we're realistic on a farm, There's actually project 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, etc., etc. But these are the main ones right now. We actually do still have more fencing to install, and we have an entire 5-acre field up top that has to get fenced in here in the next week or so. So we have a lot going on here. But in terms of farm products, eggs and produce, that is pretty much on hold until spring because it's that time of year. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you following the farm. We will be open for farm stays in the spring, God willing, and we have some exciting new improvements with that as well. And meanwhile, we will be launching online tours and also online meeting crashers. Animals can come and crash your Zoom business meeting, and those should be coming out, God willing, here in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, so keep an eye out for those. Meanwhile, we are on Patreon, and we do have opportunities to have your family adopt one of the animals here and do some live chats with your animal and get some pretty cool gifts along with that. So you might want to go check that out over on Patreon. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back with our next update sometime in the next few weeks. Until then, have a lovely day, folks.